And boy, just in time for the weather, a little bit upper 90s, which will make the run a little bit more
heat index 105.
It's John Bull's biggest wish. Again, it's been October-like weather all summer long until now, so it's going to be a lot of fun. We have a lot to talk about this hour. John Calipari in the news a little bit. We also have the zombie walk going on in Louisville Bats tonight, but we found some professional Ironmen
and women.
Thank you. And I'm wondering at what point let's talk to the lady first.
All right.
Okay, let's talk to the lady
Introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Molly Roohi.
Hi, Molly.
Hi.
How many times do you get asked, when are they going to change it to Iron Women?
Never.
Never?
Yeah, never.
Yeah, every day. No one ever asked you that?
No, never.
Iron people?
Are you being sarcastic?
I mean, people call me Iron Woman, but they don't, you know.
They don't change. There's no idea to change the name. And look,
Nah.
it's a politically correct. I don't want to change it.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I don't want to change it, but there's got to be some people who are like stomping their feet.
Yeah.
No, Iron Woman sounds like a home ec competition. We have to try something else.
No, I don't
Ouch.
know. Molly, how are you?
Great.
You've trained. You're ready to go.
Ready to go.
Is this your job?
It's one of my jobs. I coach, I train, and I teach.
Right.
PE.
Right.
So where's your mind 2 days out? You've been training forever. Is it like we just hurry up and get through Saturday and get here? Are you fired up? Do you want it to be over? Where's your mind on Thursday before Ironman?
Yeah, it's kind of like you're ready, you know? You're ready for Sunday to get here. You're just kind of, you're tapering, so you're not really training at volume. You don't want to eat a lot.
Right.
But, so it's just kind of like getting through the time, just waiting for the start gun to go off.
All right. Are you one of those people that enjoy the Ironman, or is it do you get to a certain point and because a lot of people that I talk to say they get to every single Ironman, they get to the point where they say, "Why do I do this to myself?"
Yeah, I mean, enjoy is a strong word to use. But you gotta kind of embrace the suck. It's gonna suck.
Right.
You gotta
embrace
the
suck.
Embrace the suck.
You know what?
He said that before.
I need to copy that right now. Copyright that. Embrace the suck.
But it works. It works for him. I get punched. I don't know how that happens.
How did you get involved in all this? What's your story, Molly?
I came at this from long distance running. So I've been running since I was 7 years old. And I went to school in New York City, and I saw the New York City Marathon on TV, and I said I had to do that. So I did marathons for years and years and years. And my boyfriend at the time did an Ironman just to do it. And he said, "You have to do this." I said, "You guys are crazy town. I will never do this."
So coming into this from a distance runner standpoint, obviously that's your wheelhouse, the last aspect. What is the one, either the biking or the swimming, that's maybe your weakest, or the one you don't really care about? You have to have a kind of a 1, 2, 3.
Definitely the swim.
Swim.
Is my weak point. Yeah, I grew up in Miami, but I never swam strokes. It was just like a fish in the water,
Right.
Not freestyle or anything.
Doggy paddle.
Lots of doggy paddle.
And just in time with the 5,000-gallon fuel spill from Cincinnati that will be here just in time on
Delicious.
Sunday. You know what? Have fun with that.
Yum
on
town.
Sunday. They wanted to add, and it wasn't tough enough. We're going to light the Ohio on fire
It's motivating.
while you swim.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
All right, and who you got with you here?
All right, we got Mike Hermanson and Clay Emge, 2 superstars. I'll give it to Mike first.
Superstars.
Superstars.
Superstars. All right, how are you, sir?
Mike?
I'm doing good.
Fantastic. What's her story similar to yours or no?
In a way, yes. My story of getting involved in triathlons actually started when I was in high school. Summer before my freshman year, I had an eating disorder and got down to a very unhealthy weight. Through a lot of friends in church and stuff like that, I was able to get my weight back up and start running. So I was running first like Molly and kind of used that as an outlet to keep myself from falling back into the depression and the eating disorder. When I turned 16, instead of driving everywhere, I rode my bike because I hated driving, I hated paying for gas. So I pretty much just biked everywhere. And one summer, I think I only spent like $30 on gas. So it was like a tank.
So, are you from Louisville?
I am now, yes.
Okay, you live here now.
I grew up in Michigan. And so my junior year, I switched over to swimming instead of playing basketball because I figured I'd be on the bench more than anything else.
Right.
So it's just like I'm going to take these 3 sports and decide to do a triathlon. And
Did you do treatment for the eating disorder?
my parents almost made me.
Right.
But
you
I kind of felt like that
toughed
was,
it through?
Well, part of being a high school boy was that going to get rehab is for girls.
Right,
so
right.
it's just, I mean,
Walk it off.
It isn't, but That's how I thought.
Okay, now this is very interesting to me, so I want to delve in because I don't know if anybody listening right now is that age of that age and maybe have a disorder. You don't hear a lot of the guys having the eating disorder. That's sort of that's usually a female thing, right?
Yeah, I think a lot of guys have an eating disorder. It may not manifest itself in a way that is starving themselves. But I think there's many different types of eating disorders out there.
He has one. He doesn't do carbs at all.
I don't do carbs.
Anything without bread or beer is a disorder.
But this is a serious topic. He was in real trouble. You were in real trouble as a
yeah,
teenager?
actually, yeah. I mean, my body fat percentage got down to like 1.3%,
right,
which is like enough to cover your organs, and that's about
Wow.
it.
It's actually fat if you play for Rick Pitino. But,
yeah.
But,
it's a serious topic, Tony.
But yeah, I do think a lot of guys out there struggle with eating disorder. Like I said, I don't think it manifests itself in starvation or bulimia. It might be
chicken wings.
Yeah, I mean, binge eating. I don't know, just trying to bulk up and just eating tons and tons of food. And I mean, just because you're skinny and have an eating disorder, it's not any different than being really overweight and having an eating disorder.
So you start training, and talk about your first Ironman experience and where you are now.
My first Ironman experience was in 2007. It was Ironman Wisconsin. It was my first one. I felt like I was ready, but I obviously wasn't.
Yeah, there you go.
I got out of the swim, and it was like one of those borderline swims where it was like a half a degree under wetsuit temperature, and I had a full sleeve, and I overheated. And
you know, lake at this point in Wisconsin?
Yeah, I can't remember the name of the lake. It's outside of Madison. But anyways, so my wetsuit got stripped off by the volunteers, and I started running up the double helix up to the parking garage, and all of a sudden my vision just like went tunnel vision, and I was literally leaning like against the side of the structure, just like blindly walking up this thing. And I spent like 25 minutes in transition, my legs locked up, and I was able to start the bike, but I literally was biking with one leg because I couldn't make the full rotation on the pedals.
Wow.
My legs.
This is how you started out the bike run?
Yeah, the bike ride.
Nice.
So by about 10 miles in, I think I was actually able to, or maybe not 10, probably like 5 miles in, I was able to make a full pedal stroke.
Did you finish?
I did finish.
5 miles in.
Because I paid like $500 and I didn't pay $500 just to swim.
So. I'm dying for $500.
So,
what was your time in your first Ironman, and what's your time now, your best time?
It was like 10:50 something. I don't remember exactly what it was, but my best time now is a 9:05. That was last year. Here I'm hoping to be significantly faster. The numbers.
Well, you're something of a phenom. I mean, this horrible story, you're 10:50, and now you're just an hour and a half better. I mean, that's not bad for the first one.
Well, yeah. I mean, I set high goals for myself. I wanted to qualify for Kona the first year, which is fine. I think that's an okay goal, but I think maybe I set my goals a little too lofty, not knowing what I was getting myself into. But I did qualify the next year in Louisville. And that's actually one of the reasons why I moved here, because I did an Ironman here, and I was like, this is a really great city. It has a lot to offer. It's a big city. It's going to offer a lot of different types of jobs. I'm a nurse. That's what I got my degree in. And I knew that I didn't want to work out in like a rural hospital where anything worse than a broken bone, they send someplace else.
Right. So
I wanted to find something that was a little more challenging. Came here, and it's a great sports community. There's tons of stuff going on all the time. Got a good swim group here at the Lakeside Seahawks. I get to train with them.
Lakeside, yeah. That's huge.
And there's tons of Cat 1, 2, 3 cyclists that we can train with, and good roads. So.
All right, and Primal Sport Mud. That's why we're here. You use that product?
Oh yeah, I used it, especially leading up to Ironman Louisville. I probably used it 3 to 4 times a week to help with recovery. And I mean, it's noticeable difference once I put it on, apply some heat, shower. It's like I can feel a difference immediately.
Is that the same story for all three of you? You use Primal Sport Mud? Yeah. Well, these are professional Ironman folks, and they use the product. That's why we're here today. We're at the Galt House. It's the staging area really for the Ironman. It starts on Sunday, but they have to check in by today or tomorrow morning. So it is going to be one big party here for a day or two, and then they're going to get this thing on Sunday. We're talking to some professionals. This is what they do. There's a lot of folks that do this on the side, but these guys really get after it. And our last competitor right down the road there, what is your name?
Clay Emge.
Clay, what is your best time?
8:28.
8:28.
What is Kona qualifying time, by the way? What do you have to hit?
It's different in different races. For amateurs, they give 50 amateur slots per Ironman.
Okay.
So it breaks down, like they want to give it equal percentages to each age group based on how many people are in that age group. So the bigger age groups give more slots.
So the time every year fluctuates based on the best 50 times.
It differs, yeah. If it's tough conditions that day, people have slower times, and it's harder to get. You can get into Kona with a slower time. But it's harder for us pros. We're on a totally different system to get to Kona. It's a point system over the course of the year.
Okay.
So you don't get in with just one race like amateurs do. You've got to build up points over the course of the year.
When you were growing up, did you ever think that you would get sponsors and you would do this for a living?
Not at all.
Right. And
Never.
How long can you do this?
Hopefully, a lot of pro triathletes go well into their 40s. Even Ironman, even Kona winners have been in their 40s. So that's the hope.
If you use Primal Sport Mud,
especially, yeah,
you can do this into your 40s.
Exactly, yeah.
Now, what is a season? Excuse me. How many triathlons are we talking? And how much can you legitimately, if you're one of the best in the field, one of the best in the world, how much money can you make doing this?
I'm the wrong person to ask that, because I have no idea what those guys make. So your first question, how many races can you do in a season?
What is a season for you guys?
This is my first year racing as a pro, so I guess a lot of the guys they'll pick out races that are spaced apart like every 6 to 8 weeks to give them time to recover.
Right.
And you pick races that play to your strengths. And I don't know, maybe 5 or 6 big races in a season.
Yeah.
Does that sound about right, y'all?
Not for me.
Yeah.
But for you guys.
We try to get to the gym 5 or 6 times a year.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Up and down the fridge.
Guys, thanks for joining us today. Fantastic conversation with all of you. Good luck on Sunday.
Yes.
Hope you get your times that you're looking for. I know it's going to be a difficult day, and we'll be thinking about you in the middle of the afternoon on Sunday afternoon when you're coming on in doing your thing. All right, live from the Gaunt House, folks, with the Primal Sport Mud folks. They are fantastic. We've been talking about this product for years, and it's a product that's made here in Louisville. It's